Clic, mort. Ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Aïe, 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 mort. Gazo. Clic, mort. Ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Aïe, 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 mort. Gazo. Clic, mort. Ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Aïe, 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 mort. Gazo. Clic, mort. Ça tue.
Yeah.
I just love our intro. It never gets old.
It never does. What up, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
What's populating?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Welcome to the living room, everybody.
Do that again.
See. Yeah, they won't let me be in the choir. They're a hater.
Do it
So,
again.
we got 3 people in there already. Okay.
4. We up. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't even see it. Okay. Thank you guys for coming in. We're going to get started. We're trying to be really prompt with time. So,
Indeed.
So I was thinking, Lorraine, I'm going to do the, when he comes in, welcome, give him the motto, tell us about yourself, and then I'm going to shift it right to you. Okay.
It works for me.
Okay.
For those of y'all seen the flyer, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know who's up. One of my close, if not my closest friend, you know what I'm saying? My brother, used to be my pastor. I call him PT for the one time. So without further ado, everybody say what's up to my dog, Tellis Bolton in the building. Give it up for PT for the one time, everybody. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
Yes, sir.
What up, Doc?
What up, man?
Welcome to the living room.
What up, man?
Living room.
Good to be here.
Yes. Thank you for
indeed.
coming. I'm trying to read comments too. Thank you for coming, Pastor T. I'm gonna forever call you Pastor T. So
For sure, 100%.
Yeah. So let me give you our intro really quick because
Right.
a lot of things we want to cover. So you think I'd have it memorized by now? I know I'm a writer, so
Trapper keeper.
I got a real trapper keeper. So thank you for coming to the living room. We only plan to keep you about 30 to 45 minutes. However, if you want to spend the night, you're more than welcome to.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
So that's So first of all, thank you for coming. We appreciate you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Like, what do you want to know? You say a little bit.
Whatever you want people to know.
Yeah, man.
You know
Who you are, what you do.
Tellis
what
Bolton,
do you do?
married to the amazing Sharice Bolton. Got 3 wonderful kids. Literally just focus on right now family life, ministry, of course, as well, and business. And also I got to take care of myself to take care of my health. So doing just basic stuff on a regular basis.
Okay. So tonight's topic is I don't know if the ticker. No, we're gonna it's money, ministry, and more. So part 1. Normally I do all the segment, but right now we're gonna switch things up a bit. I'm gonna let Evander talk about discussing financial literacy, your role in Primerica, and why you think it's important for individuals and families to have insurance or to have coverage. So
Indeed. So I came prepared.
Come on.
So again, everybody know that you're a part of Primerica. Been doing it for ages.
Yeah.
For ages. So my first question is, what inspired you to get involved with Primerica?
So when I got married with almost 22 years ago now, one of the first things, I know Heather, right? One of the first things I actually wanted to do was get life insurance. I don't know. I can't remember if it was just kind of coming from mom and dad, but I wanted to make sure that if I died, wifey was good. So I actually went to State Farm, knew nothing about Primerica, and I got me an actual policy from State Farm. And about 3 months later, my brother-in-law, Carlton, came to me one day at church and invited me to a meeting. And when I found out it was a meeting, I didn't want to go, but he kind of got me to go because he needed some help to kind of make sure he felt like he didn't want to get scammed. So he wanted me to go with him. So I went and I saw the information that was presented, which really kind of took more of an educational approach to make sure I understood what I was spending my money on. So that's when I learned about the truth about life insurance, and I learned about investing. And that was just information that I felt was kind of neglected in our community. So I wanted to really get my stuff straight and then really start teaching people the basics of money and finance. And lo and behold, I'm 20 years later in the game. So that's really kind of where it began. Really, me being helped, and then me wanting to make sure other folk understood it as well.
It's been 20 years.
It's been 20 years, man. I know I don't look that old, but yeah, it's been 20 years.
Wow.
That's crazy. I mean, I remember Cutco knives. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
hey, absolutely, man. Cutting rubber, cutting pennies.
hey, listen, Tellis. Hey, one thing about Tellis, y'all, Tellis is never ashamed to do nothing. He'll try it, and if it don't work, he'll move on to something else.
Yeah.
Listen, me and Tellis worked together as cell phone representatives. We used to work for, what was it, Voice Stream Wireless?
Man,
listen, me and Tellis worked with me? No, I didn't work at Blockbuster.
Okay.
We worked at Walmart, stocking shelves overnight back in the days.
Wow.
Man, listen, me and
hey, don't leave
never knew that.
Hold up. Don't leave the one you got fired from now. Where we work
at? So we used to work for Brother Randolph. Rest in peace, Brother Randolph. Mm-hmm. So he had a sodding and seeding company. Like, so they would lay out the grass, and like pretty much like if a business opened up, like the people that would come out and lay out the grass and stuff, like that was his company. That's what they did. Okay. So, I forgot the name of it. Randolph Sodding and Seeding, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
So, man, it was backbreaking work. You know what I'm saying? Tellis been this big his whole life. And I've been small my whole life.
Hey, hold on. No. The issue was not the backbreaking work. The issue is this dude. So, Heather, let me tell you, those of you that's watching, let me let y'all know who this dude is y'all been listening to every single week. So we out here working. Now, granted, it was killing your lower back, but the owner of the company is literally driving around, making sure, like kind of inspecting everybody's work. So when he would go to the other side of the building, that's when I stand up and like, stretch my back up. LeVannon waits till he come around where we are, and he's standing there looking at him, waving at him. I'm like, bruh, this ain't the time to be relaxing. I'm like, this is the time to work. And so I think after a couple times around that building, he saw LeVannon waving. He pulled up where we were, got out that truck, and said, "Tell us you take Vander on home."
Hey.
Son, this just isn't your cup of tea.
Fired me on the spot.
Fired
me on the spot. Man, you lying, man. I swear to God, we was rolling.
Straight up. I felt bad for I was wondering if Vanny was gonna cry in the car. He kept it together, but I know he
cried at home.
Hey, I was like, it's cool.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was another place we worked at together.
Yeah, man.
Wow, I never knew that. I never knew y'all worked together.
Yeah, man, we done a lot. So, what would you say, Tellis, is your overall mission in like the financial services industry when it comes to people?
Honestly, man, I'm actually on this, if I want to call it this mission right now, outside of making sure families are they're properly insured, because we know, I mean, death is, is certain for all of us, and we don't know when it's going to transpire. So making sure you got that actual part of your foundation laid. Too many people, I feel, keep putting it off. For like, hey, I don't feel like I'm going to die. I'm like, well, who wakes up saying that this feels like a great day to die? That's people's thought process. So making sure that we understand that part. But honestly, I'm on this thing right now of really talking to people about building income producing assets, which, oftentimes, like even with what we're doing right now, see, most people, when you're talking about earning and making income, we are really only thinking about our sales being the generator of said income. I had a conversation with somebody not too long ago, and the conversation was like, hey, I'm sick of working. I'm tired of this. I want to be able to stop working. If I had $100,000 in my account, I can be done, that kind of stuff. I'm like, well, when we're talking about getting to a place where we all will want to be, which is not having to work or labor, if you will, for income. Well, right now, we are the income producing asset. You got to be focused on what are you doing to replace yourself from an income generating standpoint, whatever. So the sad part about it is most people would spend 40 years or so working for a corporation to get to that place where hopefully they have their 401k or the government is in place, of course, to make sure that they can pay them where they can stop working. So I'm talking to people about different options on what you can do to build income producing assets where you can get yourself out of laboring, if you will, for every dollar you make. Yep.
Like Miss Erica said, income producing assets, IPAs.
Okay, I was wondering what that was. I
Yeah.
thought it was a glitch. Okay.
Now that was one of the comments from that's one of the comments from the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Because we work together. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Yeah,
Erica.
she be at all the kickbacks.
Okay.
Yeah. So how would you say that your background and experiences helped you to carve out the lane that you have in Primerica? Just, I guess, with previous experiences in jobs or just previous life experiences, how would you say that has helped you to carve out your lane in Primerica?
Not being afraid to, talk to people for starters, dealing with stuff like voice stream, selling cell phones. Well, actually it was aerial communications first. Some of you remember aerial communication, true per second billing. I started selling cell phones back then, and that got me out of my comfort zone to really kind of not be afraid to talk to people, trying to make a sale, if you will. But then also ministry. Ministry helped to get me to a place to where speaking in front of people, because actually, the crazy part about it is by nature, I'm an introvert. People don't believe me. I'm like, talking in front of folk, I'm like literally petrified. Cut it out. Literally, do not give me a mic. Literally, leave me alone. Leave me on the drums. Leave me be. But it was one of those things of like embracing the opportunity, if you will, because the goals and dreams that I have, I knew I couldn't stay in that box of being afraid, and then being able to advance at the same time. And so it's like, I think I'm just a firm believer of you got to attack what you fear, and that was something that I was fearful of, which was talking in front of people. So it's like, I wasn't afraid to be trash or to fail. I have many bloopers that I've actually experienced along this journey, but it was something to where it's like, hey, you got to be willing to be bad before you can be good before you can be, great, and great for real before you can excel or be excellent at something. So to me, there's stages to it, and I just embrace it.
Indeed, I like that.
Yes.
I like that, brother. You got to
that
be bad before you can be good before you can be
great
great before you can be amazing before you can be triumphant before you can be saved.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Y'all see it. I'm gonna put all that on the shirt. Put all that on the shirt. But yeah, man. So for those who don't know, and there are probably a few people who have heard of Prime America, is what they call it. There are a few people who may have heard about the business, but what are some of the core services that you provide through Primerica?
Core services, of course, life insurance, investments. So from managed plans, accounts. If you know anything about investments, you know what managed portfolios are. So managed portfolios, mutual funds, annuities, IRAs, that type of stuff. Also, I'm a loan officer also. So if somebody wants to buy a house, I can get you finance for it. Or if you got a crib, you need to pull some equity out, I can do that as well. So it's quite a few things. Help people with wills, estate planning. So and a whole array of financial services that I actually put together for people.
Indeed. Christina Turner said, "Hey, Coach T."
What up, Christina?
Yeah. So I have a lot of my personal finances and life insurance through Primerica, through Tellis. So you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna put my money nowhere where it's gonna. Hey man, we've been growing money actually over the last little bit. You know what I'm saying? We've been growing money. Shout out to.
Let me say this too, man. I think I'm glad you asked. If you don't, my bad for cutting you off.
No, you good.
But I think one of the I'm glad you asked that question, because in a lot of instances when people think about Primerica, of course they think of whether it's a pyramid or whatever the case may be. From a service standpoint, most people only really know about life insurance, what have you. So they don't really know of all the other things that are actually on the table. So yeah, it's more than just a life insurance company. It's more than just somebody trying to recruit you, to actually sell. The recruiting part of it is just an option, but the service part, hey, it's a lot of things on the table that you can actually take advantage of.
You guys also have the legal services too.
Legal services.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Can you explain how your approach to the services you provide, including life insurance, differs from the next company? What makes your approach a bit different than the next person's?
Good question.
Well, that is a great question.
Yeah. Let me sit back and get me some water.
Okay, somebody said something else. I think there's
something. I need some life insurance if I had a previous policy that lapsed. Hey, hit him up once this is over.
I love it. So honestly, man, first off, as anyone that has life insurance, of course, I commend everyone for having some type of plan in place. My approach is more of an educational one, because literally when I bought my plan, when I first got it over 20 years ago, I didn't feel like the person that spoke with me about it really took the time to really educate me on really what I was purchasing. You know, because there are a lot of things out here that I believe people are spending their money on that they really don't understand. You know, what have you. So I take more of an educational approach to make sure you understand your options. Whether you decide to go another route with someone else, I do want to make sure you understand what you're purchasing. You know, I'm of the belief to actually buy a term policy and invest outside, you know, of an actual life insurance plan. I don't believe in bundling them together. But if somebody chooses to go that route, it's better to have something than nothing. But I take more of the approach to say, look, I'm going to show you how to take your term. I want to get you to a place to where life insurance is an option versus a necessity. You know, most people are going to talk to you about you having life insurance for your whole life. You know, and if you have it for your whole life, fine, but get to a place to where you got it because you want it, not because you need it. You know, so in how you get to that place, you have to actually have investments, bundle them together. Because of so many fees and things that's involved within life insurance, I just believe there's a better option outside of life insurance when you're talking about saving and investing money. You know, so in a nutshell, we're going to take an educational approach to make sure you understand what you're about to spend your money on. What you decide to do from there is completely up to you.
Indeed. And I can vouch personally because, again, like I said, I got a lot of money tied up in Primerica and investments and that kind of thing. And one thing that I can honestly say, and I ain't jeffing, Tellis has always, I ain't jeffing, but Tellis has always taken the approach of, let me explain to you what's going on. Like, even when we had to move some investments around, it was like, okay, let me explain to you. Like, we're going to take it from here, put it here, because at this particular point in time, this is that, and this keeps this from here. And I'm like, okay, bet. You know what I mean? So it's very informational. I can personally attest to it because, like I said, I got a lot of money invested in Primerica, and I haven't been disappointed yet. Shout out to Primerica for the one time. So in addition to the services that you offer, like, what are some of the support services that you offer to like new clients? Like, what if they want to know more? Is there like portals that they go through, or is that something that they can contact you directly about? Like, how does the support part of it work once they become a client?
Well, okay, so that's a big one. When you're talking about,
you've been working, sir.
What'd you say, Heather?
He's been working, and I'm impressed.
Hey, but seriously though, when you're talking about choosing, because me having a conversation with someone, I don't really consider myself a life insurance agent. Okay, I'm more of a financial planner. You know, we're going to look at the total picture. So when you're talking about considering someone who is either going to be your insurance agent or your financial planner, one of the main things that I would say is important outside of making sure you have the right plan is accessibility. Like, one of the things that is extremely important as far as that I pride myself on is all my clients have my direct cell phone number, and there's not a time frame that I tell them that is off limits as far as them reaching out to me. Now, whether or not I'm available and I can answer, why does it seem like I froze up for me? Did I freeze up for a minute? Am I good?
You're good. Yep.
Okay. Now, whether or not I can answer at that certain time, heck, if I can't answer, I see that you called, text me or leave a message, and I'll be sure to call you back. But the accessibility and being able to have someone that, of course, is going to make sure they walk through the process with you. And then also, I provide weekly seminars that's teaching people about money, that you don't have to be a client. You know, and it's not a conversation that, look, get on here and, you know, it's only available for those that says yes. No, let's make sure you understand what's going on. Because to me, especially in our community, this cycle of brokenness is just seem to go from one person to the next. I'm like, when are we going to break this cycle? So I feel like I play a major role in being able to, you know, reach one, teach one, you know, and just kind of change this thing, go from one to the next.
Facts, indeed. Yeah, man, because a lot of people don't prepare, man. They think brokenness, people have been broke for so many generations, they just accept brokenness as a part of life. Yeah. Like, it's, you know normal. What I'm saying? Yeah. It's super normalized because grandma didn't have a lot of money. She had her money in a coffee can. Mama didn't have no money. You know what I'm saying? She had a couple dollars in a sock. So us living paycheck to paycheck has become so normalized that when we see an opportunity to live outside of that rat race, we was like, what's the catch?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got to be a catch to it.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Watch this, Reb. So if y'all don't know, that's on here. This Levannon is a minister, so I want to make sure y'all do it. All right. And so this is just another platform for him to preach on. I be seeing him on him preaching, you know. But one of the things, with what you just said, as far as we're so accustomed to brokenness and just like what we have been brought up in, like the struggle. Like, okay, so let's use when I talked about the whole pyramid aspect of Primerica, because of course that is one side of it. You know, somebody actually becoming an agent. And I've had countless conversations, Heather, with people that's like, okay, it sounds too good to be true. Sounds like a pyramid, you know, what have you. It sounds like a get rich quick scheme. You know, like so many conversations like that. And so let's say, for instance, once you get past that initial thought, somebody's like, okay, once we kind of break that down, they actually decide to move forward and get going, moving towards getting licensed. It's amazing to me that so many people are disappointed and upset that it's not a get rich quick scheme. When they realize that you got to work, you got to show up. Did we just lose Darks? Or is that just
right
no, I'm here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. When you literally you got to show up, you got to go to work, you got to get a license. It's like, this is work. I'm like, yeah, this is, it's not. If you're gonna make some money, you're gonna put some work in. But we be so accustomed to just the normal route that we generate income, which with most people, that is punching the clock. It is trading your time for dollars. You know, I'm going to work X amount of hours to make 25, 30, 40 bucks an hour. Anything outside of that, especially when you're talking about the ability to, first off, be recruited and then recruit, the red flashing lights go off. Then pyramid, scam, be careful, because we're so accustomed to being recruited to where we've never been in a position to actually recruit. So anytime when you're positioned to actually do the recruiting, which if you started a business, go open up your franchise or go open you up go run you a hair salon, a foot salon like Heather. Well, if you got multiple spots in there, what do you want to do? You want to recruit other people to come in and work in those spots. So it's outside of the fact of the normalized way of where the recruiting are being recruited, we start thinking it's a scam. So it's like we got to start getting outside of the box from a thinking standpoint if we're really going to be able to position ourselves to where we stop being taken advantage of from a corporate standpoint. To me, corporate has been taken advantage. I haven't punched the clock in over 20 years, you know, what have you. And so is that just sitting back doing nothing? No. I mean, it's like it's working. I've developed over 2 clients, though. 2 clients. Hopefully it's more than 2 clients. 2,000.
I hope so, sir.
Over 2,000 clients over my time frame, you know, whatever. And so it takes time to really work on your skill and your craft. I'm like, what are you working on that's going to improve yourself? Like that can increase your value in the marketplace. You know, like I'm gonna use Heather for example. What she's done with her, with what's the name of your is this deal with Polish Steel? What's the name of your company, Heather?
Pink Polish Petty
Polish Steel. Okay. So with what you've done with creating and starting that business, you've created value. So people will exchange dollars for things that they feel is valuable. You know, so it's like, what are we doing on a regular basis to where we're looking to increase our value? You know, and so it's like, I'm just beyond the days of trying to beg somebody for a job or for a pay raise. You know, that you got to kiss butt the right way and hopefully you get the position, hopefully you get the raise, and you know, you want time off, hopefully you get the time off. If you work on yourself, you can really create the value to it. People will pay you for what you know.
Yeah. But it's pretty clear.
That's all that, man. I just like
man, this is good stuff, brother.
Good stuff.
Don't you be apologizing for the one time.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining.
Yes, everybody. And then too, so like I said, the comments that y'all been seeing popping up on the screen are the ones that are coming in the StreamYard. So
that's cool. That's my first time ever seeing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, y'all. So they can see us.
Yeah, they can see us. Yeah, because they're on Facebook too.
Okay, cool.
So, what would you say are some of the most common financial mistakes that you see people make, and how would you help them to avoid them moving forward?
Well, the first common one is not having life insurance. That is literally because you can have all of the financial goals that, hey, you want to be completely debt free and financially independent. I mean, literally walk off your job in 5 years, 2 years, 10 years, whatever the time frame is. Great goal. But what happens if you die tomorrow?
Yeah.
So it's like just not accepting the reality that death is. It's like you can be in the. Dad said this to me years ago. He said, "At your healthiest, you're sick enough to die."
Ooh-wee. Yikes.
So at any moment, Death can come knocking at your door.
At your healthiest, you're sick enough to die.
I don't care. I'm writing that one down.
Look, I don't care. You can work out every day. You can be a vegan, a vegetarian. What's some of these names?
Pescatarian.
You could be
Sagittarius.
I don't care what it is.
Sagittarian.
Look, I'm about to roll with it. You just eat meat. I don't care what it is. I don't care how disciplined you are in your eating. You still gonna die.
Mm-hmm. Sure enough. Indeed.
That can be tomorrow. So it's not accepting the fact. Let me make sure I got this foundation laid. And then life insurance don't cost as much as people think it does. So that is one. And then two, I would say people not having a game plan with their money. We don't give our we don't give our money an assignment.
Yes.
So like we make money. It's almost like we make money just to pay bills.
Yeah.
So it's like we got to have a strategic game plan on when I make my money, even if you're literally paycheck to paycheck right now, what is the plan with your dollars? When you get paid, if you got paid today, what was the game plan? So often it's like the game plan is I'm going to pay my bills and I'm going to have a little fun with the rest of it.
Yeah.
So there should be some type of game plan put in place that says, look, I'm going to pay myself, and part of paying myself, I'm going to use this percentage. I'm going to start working on building income producing assets, whatever that is. But we got to make a determination of, hey, look, this is what I'm working towards. You know, one of the problems that I've seen with people when we're talking about building IPAs or income producing assets is that it requires delayed gratification.
Yeah. You don't get it up front.
So excited. We don't want to wait. We want stuff now. And we can't accept the fact of looking at, well, 5 years from now, this is what I'm working towards. Or 10 years from now, that's why I'm doing this right now. And so because of it, we look up 10 years later and we're either in the same or worse situation than what we were today. So not having a game plan. Look, it says the average person spends more time planning a 2-week vacation than they do their financial future.
Yikes.
So when is the last time we sat down and looked at our finances and really looked at where our money was going? It's a hard reality. It's a hard truth that most people don't want to deal with. Yeah. But you can't fix what you don't first face. You gotta face it before you can fix it.
And people, fish fries and chicken dinners is not life insurance. Okay.
It ain't. And GoFundMe is not life insurance.
It's not life insurance.
It is not somebody else's responsibility to take care of my wife and kids if I die tomorrow.
Sure ain't.
And then for those of you that's like, okay, look, hey, I want to leave her all this money. So, you know, I die, she got some other, you know,
going on with some new joker.
You know, or if I leave her all this money, she's gonna have some other dude in my crib. Look, you can't be dead and jealous at the same time. They don't go together.
Okay.
You know? And it is not on me. So think about how crazy this is. So instead of me making sure my wife is good if I die tomorrow, then now I'm gonna put her in a position to where she have to look for another. I almost said the N-word. Another joker to come in.
You can say nigga.
She gotta look for another joker to come in his house and make sure my family is good.
Yeah.
And not to preach to anyone, but from a scriptural standpoint,
a good man.
If I don't take care of my wife and my family, it says I've denied the faith and I'm worse than an infidel.
Worse than an infidel. And then a good man, leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Now the way my money's set up, I might be able to leave a little bit to Ray Vaughn for the one time, but he's gonna have to do something to take care of his own kids.
Look, watch this, bro. Look, check this out. Before you go into the next question.
Now you good.
How insane this is. Name some things we put insurance on. Just name some things we put insurance on.
Our cars.
Cell phones.
Cell phones.
Yeah.
Houses.
Yeah.
Apartments.
Yep.
Yeah.
Appliances.
Yeah.
Furniture.
Home warranties for sure. Yeah. All that. Yep.
So we see the need to insure all these things.
Except our lives.
Our lives walking around here like,
I got time.
As if we don't see people all the time dying that unexpectedly. I've had people say to me, well, man, I want to get life insurance. Like, you get life insurance, you die. Like, if that ain't, I feel like the Cosby Show, that's the dumbest thing I've ever, as if we don't see people dying without it. So it's just really dealing with this mentality. Because we're broke, not necessarily because of the situations that we've been placed in, but it's how we've reacted in the situations we find ourselves in.
Come on, brother.
We don't always control what happens to us, but we control how we respond.
Yeah.
So
Indeed.
this right here that I try my best to work on people here, because along this journey, financially, in business, in life, you're going to get hit with situations and circumstances that challenges, your perseverance and your commitment. It's going to challenge your will. But if you got your mindset correct here, you can overcome wherever you're confronted with. It doesn't matter what you get confronted with.
I agree. 100%. Man, that's good stuff. Pastor Tellis, everybody. P to the T for the one time.
Y'all funny calling me Pastor.
Hey, if ever gonna be Pastor T. Pastor T in the building, everybody.
Hey, I love this audience.
So I got 2 more questions. I got a lot more, but I'm gonna just pull out these 2, and then we're gonna shift it over to Heather for the one time.
Okay.
The first one is, how can you help clients evaluate how much insurance coverage they actually need?
Great question. Heather, did you help him with these questions?
Not at all. I'm impressed. Like, he's impressing me. Yeah, no.
And he didn't call me and actually did me none of this. These are questions.
Yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have, and for anyone, you can write this down. I'm giving this to you all for free. All right. So because it's not a cookie cutter as far as plan that matters for every person. So every person don't need the same amount of coverage. So how do you pinpoint how much coverage you need? So I have what we call it's an acronym. It's called DIME, D-I-M-E, like quarter, nickel, penny, dime, D-I-M-E. And so that's going to just kind of give you 4 key areas that you can look at to identify what your need for coverage is. So the D stands for debt, D-E-B-T, debt. So how much debt do you have outside of a mortgage to where if you passed away, you don't want to leave to your significant other, like your spouse, what have you, or anybody that you have that you may have co-signed with. Like you can have it to where in your plan, you can have enough to have that debt paid off. So we're going to have that for D. We're also going to add $15,000 for funeral and final expenses. So you take that D category. The I stands for income replacement, which I'm going to come back to that part. The M stands for mortgage. So if you have a mortgage, you have a balance on it, you can have enough in your plan to make sure that mortgage is paid off. So how much do you owe on your home? If you're not buying right now and you say you would love to leave your significant other, your loved ones in a position to where they can buy a home, well, you can put that amount there. You can say, hey, look, if I pass away tomorrow, I would like for my wife or my kids to be able to go and buy a $500,000 house, for example. Well, you can put that amount there for mortgage, where they can have enough to pay their crib off. Then the E stands for education expenses. You can leave enough to where if your children would like to either go to school or start a business, you can leave enough in your plan to where per child, where recommendation is at least $50,000. So let's say you have two children, well, you can put $100,000 there to make sure that they can go to school or start a business when they get older. So once you have the D taking care of the mortgage and then the education expenses, we go back to the income replacement. So let's say if you're married, if all of those things were taken care of, debt was taken care of, funeral was taken care of, mortgage is paid off, education, money set aside for the kids. Well, how much money would your wife or your husband still need without you here to work anymore? $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, heck, $10,000 a month, whatever it is that you want to leave. So you take that monthly amount, let's say $5,000 a month times about 12, that's $60,000 a year. Rule of thumb is you need 10 times that amount in life insurance dollars. So that's $600,000 worth of life insurance just to pay somebody $5,000 a month. So you take the $600,000 plus the D. So you take the D plus the I plus the M plus the E. That's the total amount of coverage that you need. So because of this, most people that do have life insurance are underinsured because they've never taken the approach to say, okay, this is literally the breakdown of how much coverage I actually need to make sure that my family is cool. It amazes me. Think about this with life insurance. You can take a small amount of money and purchase a large amount. That's all you're doing. Yeah. You take $50 a month, $100 a month, and you're buying a large amount. Like literally on myself right now, and this ain't no secret. I mean, my wife knows, and I say it all the time. I have right at $2 million worth of life insurance on myself. So if I die tomorrow, I tell my wife, she's gonna be good. I said, but you get out of here on me as well. I said, I'm gonna be paid. You decide to die on me, Heather. If Cerise passed away, I already know it. Pastor T paid. If I pass away, hey, he left her in a great position. But I'm like, because it makes no sense for this broke cycle to just keep going on when you have mechanisms in place where we can immediately make your family a millionaire. It's just amazing to me how we don't take advantage of this stuff.
Yeah.
Facts. Shoot, what Cole say? For $2 million, I kill myself. All right, my last question. This is it. This is the last question. What is the biggest transformation that you've seen in a client's life after working with you?
Ooh.
Wow, man, it's a sad. I'm gonna give you two of them, because it's the sad truth of me doing this for 20 years. I've actually had to witness clients passing away, you know, and the situation that I can think of that always comes to my mind. So I probably had over 20 clients in 20 years to pass away. You know, and one of them where I met with a client that had like $50,000 of coverage each. So I went through what I just went through, or the dime deal, you know, and found out that they needed like over $500,000 worth of coverage. So went through that process, got them property insurance. It was for the same amount of money that they were spending for 50 grand each. I got them over $500,000 worth of coverage. And so fast forward maybe about 6 years, you know, and the husband actually got killed. And so that was a sad, I guess, transformation, if you will, of how I've seen somebody's life be impacted. I'm gonna say, I'm not just going to say sad, because the truth is, whether he had that plan or not, that still was going to transpire.
Right.
It was not like getting this plan is what caused, you know, an accident.
Yeah.
You know? So it was like the sad but great thing about me meeting that couple was that I took her over, over 600 grand is what I took that lady, you know, what have you. She would have received $50,000, you know, in that instance, you know, and so that's one. And then seeing, you know, clients be able to retire, you know, being able to give people guaranteed income in retirement, give people hope that they like literally where they didn't think they was going to be able to stop working. They thought they was going to have to work until they die, to actually be able to get on a game plan and say, no, look, retirement is an actual like possibility, but it's going to take discipline. So being able to put those things together, that's been very rewarding. So that's from a client perspective, but from a business side, being able to, like one of my closest business associates, she and her husband got started with me in business probably about 5 years ago. Worked over 20 years in banking, and literally started working with me part-time just to really give this a shot, try it out, because she was interested. And, you know, fast forward now with 4 or 5 years later, she quit a job. She works full-time for herself. She runs her own, office location right now. So to see somebody being able to live out, their dreams. We just came back from Cabo yesterday, and that couple was with us, and we were just talking like, hey, I mean, how does it feel to not have to get back home and have to, rush and try to get to a job? I mean, you work your own schedule. So being able to see those things. So from a client perspective and from an agent standpoint, I've just seen just great things just transpire, in people's lives. So hopefully that kind of
shout out to the Joneses.
Yes, you're right there, Jacqueline Jones. That's all right.
The Joneses. I knew he was talking about. Shout out to the Joneses.
Yeah, my peoples.
Yeah. So that's all the questions you got, Lavanda?
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, so I did have one. As far as financial literacy, what's one piece of financial advice that you wish everyone knew?
Oh man. You know what? It doesn't, man, when you say financial advice, it doesn't take you being rich to create wealth. Regardless of wherever you are in life financially, you can literally create the lifestyle that you want. The thing that is going to take, which is kryptonite to a lot of people, is going to take discipline. And you have to, it's more than just motivation. A lot of people rely on motivation to get moving. Motivation may get you started, but in a lot of instances, it's not going to carry you, because motivation is an emotion. We get wrapped up in the feeling and the desire of something. You got to have discipline when motivation wanes. So it's almost like, somebody who wants to get in shape get in shape physically. It's like New Year's resolution. I'm going to drop this. I'm going to do this. And they motivated. They're in the gym and say, you can't find a treadmill when you're
hey, January is packed.
Yeah.
Whatever. But go ahead and just wait a few weeks or a month or so, that motivation is gone. So the issue that a lot of people lack, and it's not just financially, it's just life. We are undisciplined. You employ discipline. Now it's like my requirement what I'm doing action-wise is based off of a goal or a destination. It's not based on a feeling. So we got to be able to remove our feelings out of the equation that says, well, if I feel like it or not, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z because this is the requirement to get to what my destination is. So to go back to even add to that, a lot of us don't have goals.
Right.
We have a destination. We don't know where we're just kind of, we're living, we're enjoying life. You know, we're going this direction. Something exciting turned. Well, now we this way and something else happened. It's like when you don't have a destination, anything can distract you.
Yeah.
Anything can pull you in a particular direction. So we got to have something that we're locked into that is causing us to say, hey, look, I'm doing what I'm doing today, regardless of the pain that's required.
Yep.
Because I remember somebody that preached the sermon, pain is the price of progress. Huh, Minister Darks?
You know what I'm saying?
So it is, we got to get to this place to where we're trying, we have to stop trying to avoid what's required.
Mm-hmm.
We want to avoid pain, but it's a requirement to get to success.
It is. It is.
So if we're unwilling to embrace, it's like there's a book that I recommend any of you all that you're serious, that you like, look, I want to lock in, I got somewhere I want to be in life or whatever. Book that I recommend you reading is called Chop Wood, Carry Water. Chop wood, carry water. The tagline of that book is falling in love with the process. See, because so often when we're talking about the process, we talk about enduring it, and then you just have to just fight through it, stay committed to the process. No, it says fall in love with it. Because your posture towards something that you love is different than something that you tolerate. And if you're tolerating the process, then you don't give it the same feeling and the emotion that is required. Not that is it's not optional. It is required.
Yep.
Like pain is required. It's like people that say, I ain't working out with you no more because I was hurt. I'm like, it is a requirement.
Yeah.
It is pain is a requirement for growth.
It is.
And if you're unwilling to, you got to be willing to pay for what you want to grow in. And if you're unwilling to pay for it, then I just venture to say you don't truly want it.
Man.
So I kind of your desire and commitment for it. Go ahead, Dark.
That's good stuff, man. Because one thing I remember Mike Tyson saying, he said, discipline is doing the things that you hate as if you love them. Yep. And that's generally what it's going to take. Because, you gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable.
But you know the crazy thing about it though is that if you do it long enough, you do actually love it. Yeah. It don't become something that you tolerate anymore. It becomes just part of, you got to do it long enough to where your default mode is that action. To where it almost feels weird when you're not doing it versus actually doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, think about, from a motivation standpoint, hopefully everybody that's watching this, you take baths whether you feel like it or not.
Yeah.
You brush your teeth, hopefully, whether you feel like it or not.
Yeah.
So that's how we got to get to when we're talking about the actions. And part of the actions, we have to. Hilarious, Jack. but today, actually, what she been doing is 75 hard. You gotta create that, and so part of that, you got to be mindful of who it is you surround yourself with. Like, who is it that you're working or you're connected with that's challenging you to grow? Most of us are connected to people that just has us feeling comfortable. Man. And growth does not come out of comfort.
No.
So we have to look at this thing from a journey standpoint and say, who makes me feel uncomfortable? Yeah. Who challenges my comfort zone?
Yeah. And if I may, man, one thing about, I say this in private and in public. Everybody needs a Tellis in their life, bro. Like in real life. I ain't jeffing. But again, I've been knowing Tellis more than half my life. The name of the book is Chop Wood, Carry Water. But yeah, man. So it's like, man, Tellis is one of the people that he ain't gonna sugarcoat it for me. He gonna be like, man, Levan, that was whack. He'll tell me when I'm off base. And it's like, you need those kinds of people in your life because they hold you accountable. You don't need a bunch of yes men at all. You got a bunch of people like everything you do is right. Whether you're right or wrong, you're right. You're headed down a steep, deep path of destruction. Period.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm taking notes like from church. Y'all ought to see this piece of paper.
Okay, so watch this. From a biblical standpoint, so for those of you that are, you know,
we talk about the Bible in here, brother. We talks about the word in here.
Yeah.
Watch this. Scripture says, "Blessed is the man, right, that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, or standeth in the way of sinners,
or sitteth in the seat,
of the scornful. His law is in the law of the Lord, and in this law does he meditate day and night."
Yep.
So the beginning of that text, scripture rather, talking about being careful who you give your ear to, who you give your ear to, and who you keep company with. Because the sad reality that most of us ignore is that one or two things is going to happen in your crowd. You're either going to be influenced or you're going to influence.
Yep.
There is no alternative. You're either going to be influenced or you're going to influence. And so when you look at, they always say that if you look at the average, whether it's income, so I think you can apply this in any area. If you look at the average person of the income in your circle, so you get the 5 people that you hang around the most, you know, income wise, you know, so if they're struggling, if they're broke, you're going to be the 6th. If they're wealthy, if they're exceeding, you're going to be the 6th. And I venture to say you could say that in almost anything. Health, relational. If everybody you hang around are involved in bad relationships, then the likelihood is you're going to find yourself being involved in bad relationships. So these are the things that when we're talking about from a life standpoint, how is it that we can go through life and we're not intentional with any of this stuff? We just existing. We just going through life. And then we don't have any particular direction that we're working towards. And then we're upset with the destination that we arrived to. Well, you gave no intentionality to where you were headed.
Yeah, going with the wind.
Yeah.
And then the Bible calls you double-minded.
Yeah, because you unstable in all your ways.
And in all of them.
In all your ways. Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, I think one translation calls like good for nothing. It's like you literally, it talks about what you don't deserve. So these are the things where I'm like literally, when I talk to people about their financial situation, and especially those, even when we get to a business standpoint, I'm working with me. I would love to have people come to work with me. Absolutely. But if you choose something else, just make a choice and commit to it. Stop looking for the easy route to get to a place that we want to arrive to. Because if it was easy, everybody would be arriving to the destination.
Everybody would do it.
Yeah. Yep.
Choose it. Look, hard is part of this journey. So you're going to choose the hard of struggle, or you're going to choose the hard of arriving to success. But it is your choice.
Yeah.
It's your choice. So what are you going to do with every day we wake up, we get a chance and a choice. What we do with the choices, with the chances that we're presented with is going to determine where we end up. So we need to stop being frustrated with the results and start examining the person that's making the choices. Indeed.
That's good.
Indeed.
To me, it's a simple equation, but we don't be intentional with this stuff. I'm like, come on now, let's be real, let's be serious.
Yes, that's good stuff. So before I start, Pastor T, are we good on time? Do you have because normally we wrap it up about 9, but do you have a couple of minutes?
We good. I set this time aside to wrap with y'all, so I'm good.
Okay, so we're gonna go. It's gonna be good. A little past 9. That's okay, right?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
So we're gonna get into part 2. So
let's dig in. Yeah.
So this is something. Yeah. So I've been telling people all week that you are a pastor, and so I wanted to kind of talk about that part. So before I do, and I'll add it really quick. I wanted to let everybody know. I keep thinking I got 2. Yeah. So as I said, he was my pastor. Still, I call him my pastor. And let me give my testimony. I ain't never gave a testimony. true stories. Some years ago, I don't know how many, Pastor T, and I was saying this when we were backstage, he asked us to lay our requests on a piece of paper. And mine was either do nails or start my own business. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then another time, we had a guest pastor, I'll never forget. He pointed to me, he said, whoever you are, you right there with the whatever I had on, you're going to drive a foreign car. And Anisha yelled out, come on, foreign whips. I bought 2 BMWs. You know what I'm saying? So
come on.
thank you for pastoring me, and thank you for always being a great example. So I want to,
Indeed.
you know, even though y'all, when I got baptized, I drowned, and you know, I came back. You remember the baptismal? It didn't go well. It didn't go well.
Yeah, you was petrified.
I'm shaking. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, so
6 inches of water.
Yeah, I'm talking about devastated. I was devastated.
Right,
never again, Lord.
Stand up. Just stand up. You're okay.
2 feet of water.
Yeah, I'm talking about shaking. Yes, yeah. So part 2, like I said, you are a pastor, also a dear friend. So let's kind of go back to 2020.
Mm-hmm.
COVID kicked in. You know, pretty much everything was virtual. Most of our services were virtual at that point. So there was a particular service where you said, hey, I'm stepping out as pastor, which I understood from a business aspect. I understood because I left Optum to pursue my dream. So I got that from a business aspect, but from a spiritual aspect, to be honest, Pastor T, like I didn't understand it, right? At that time, we're talking about 2020. Mm-hmm. So I really remember feeling spiritually homeless, if that's the best way that I could, you know, I'm going to different churches, just faking. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to belong. So my question to you is, if you could go back to that day, would you make that the same decision? Why or why not?
I'm saying yes, because contrary to popular belief, well, I'm assuming that people feel this way. I didn't stop pastoring to pursue business. Mm-hmm. I stopped pastoring because my time was up. Ooh. You know, I'm not a person that is driven by titles. So, like, I started pastoring because that's what I was called to. That's literally what I felt in my spirit, that's what I was called to. And it wasn't something like I didn't grow up, oh man, I want to pastor, it's not what my internal desire. My desire is to, and listen to me, y'all that's tuned in. I'm not one of those cats that I try to be like overly spiritual and like just so, you know, yes. Don't do that. But my desire literally is to like be led, like in whatever I'm doing. Whether it is me choosing my wife, like I want to make sure that I'm not out of God's will with what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So my last anniversary that we celebrated was in 2019. And I never forget, the choir was singing Pulling Me Through. Mm-hmm. And Toby was singing Pulling Me Through. And I never forget, like literally in my spirit, the Lord saying, this is your last anniversary. Mm. And I cried like a baby on that front row. Literally thinking about it right now, I still can get emotional thinking about it.
I'm trying to pull it together too.
I'm serious, because people asked me before. It was like, what is the, you know, my joys that I miss from pastoring? Honestly, it's 100% the people. Mm-hmm. People was and still is my ministry. So the people was what I desire more than just being a pastor. You know, it's just seeing people elevate and, you know, excel spiritually and just in life. That is my passion, my desire. But when I was on that front row, when I in my spirit felt the Lord saying, this is your last anniversary. Well, my thing was, well, Lord, this is true. Would give me like almost like a transition. You know, it wasn't, some people may still feel this way. I'm serious. It was not to pursue business, you know, because my thing was I gave up business because I felt my calling was ministry. Mm. So, and I was at peace with that. So now the greatest thing about ministry was the people. Of course, you had some of your greatest heartaches with people. So going back to it, if I didn't feel within my spirit that God was saying that my time was up, then I wouldn't have made that decision. You know, whatever. It's just the fact that when my time was up with that, then of course I was already doing business. It's like that became part of like the ministry of what I was doing at that time. But I didn't stop pastoring to say, okay, well, I'm about to stop pastoring because I want to go and pursue business. Absolutely not. Because in my mind, that's like I'm choosing like a personal thing over like a God. Ministry is a God responsibility. Pastoring is a God responsibility. Mm-hmm. He says, I call pastor. So that is a God calling. You know, and if at any point I felt that he says to go right or go left, then my thing is, yes, Lord. As tough as that was a tough decision. That wasn't an easy decision.
That was my next question. Like, did you experience grief or any of that?
Absolutely. I'm telling you, that me crying on that front row, I don't know. People probably thought I was just full of the spirit. No, that was like a cry of anguish. That was painful. You know, because I knew that there was going to be a sense of disappointment in that decision. But what I couldn't do then, and I can never do, is not make a decision that I feel God is leading me to make because of the emotional connection or the responses of myself or anyone else.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to. And so people say, do you ever desire to pastor? Well, it was never a desire. If I felt God called me to pastor again, then okay, yes, Lord. But it is not something that like I'm about to say, you know what, I want to pastor again. Let me go and start a church. No, I don't. That is no, I don't do that. So hopefully I answered your question, Heather.
Yeah, you did perfectly. Yeah, it's not even like a right or wrong. I just was always, that was what we believed to a certain extent that you left for. So thank you for like answering that. That's really, I'm trying to keep it together.
Yeah. So that was like, so when the step down was what, at the top of 2020?
Yep.
It was Father's Day. Father's Day 2020 was my last Sunday pastor.
Okay. Yeah, you sure right. You sure right. Like, so 2020 was a tough year, dog. It was a tough year. Like, that being that particular situation being one of the bigger issues, but like that same year my mom died. So my mom died in February, then you stepped down in June. So I was already in a tailspin, right? I was already in the tailspin because I never thought, like I tell this story, I never thought my mom would ever die. Yeah. Right. I had seen moms like on the brink of death time and time again. Yeah. And she would always like fight her way back out. So in February, matter of fact, it was I think it was February 27th of 2020. So mom passed. So boom, life in the tailspin. Then it's like, Tellis gone. So for me, it was very, very heavy because like, so me and you, like we started our ministerial journey together. Yeah. Like in, what was it, 2000? 2000. So it was like, oh boy. Oh boy. So it was like, we started our journey together. And then it was like, boom, everything was gone. Yeah. And just like Heather, it was, woo-wee. It was like, that was it. Like, that's all I knew. All I knew was, it is written, Ace. That's all I knew, dog. And I promise you, I was wondering, even though, like, shout out to Dixon. When Dixon came and took over, you know what I'm saying? It was cool, but there was still like a hole, dog, that it just, nothing filled it. Like, nothing filled it. Like, I could come over to the house. I could, you know what I'm saying? I can come to the barbecues, but it was just something about like it's like our time in ministry, bro, was over. Yeah. And I promise you, dog, I was lost. I was absolutely lost. Like for a while, I was just like, what the freak is the point now? You know what I'm saying? What's the point? But like that 2020, and I can only imagine the weight that you felt as pastor having to, you know what I'm saying, step down from that position. Yeah. And I think people prejudge. We always want to tell people what to do on their job. So people be like, man, I can't believe I never knew the full detail until later. But dog, when I tell you, boy, that thing messed me up for a long time. Because again, bro, you're all I knew in ministry. Like we announced our calling on the same day, didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, we preached our first message together. You know what I'm saying? When Bishop finally, you know, we was on the music together. When Bishop transitioned to Mississippi, you took over the church. So it was like, cool, you know what I'm saying, helping you teaching Bible studies and you know what I'm saying, everything that we were doing together. And then it was like, boom, it's over. It's over. And that's literally how I felt. It was like, it's over. Yeah. I was spiritually destitute for a minute until I got my feet back under me. But that was a tough year, brother.
Yeah.
Tough year.
Yeah, I believe it, man. It's you know, it and I think that was that was the hardest thing about not pastoring to me was y'all. I mean, I kid you not. You know, the people that I knew looked to me for, you know, spiritual guidance and leadership. That was, even still to this day, it is still tough. You know, when I really sit back and I think about it, and I try not to, you know, to focus on it and park there, because it will get me all in my feelings. You know, but that is something that is rough. Just because, like the desire to me of any like leader, you know, your focus is not to be served. It is like literally to care of those that are looking towards you. You know, have that, to not be at a place where you see those that, you know, were there to see that they're good. Like that's painful. Imagine, okay, heck, both of y'all are parents. Imagine, you know, you seeing your kids, and even though you taught them, you trained them, and just to see, you looked up and they were like, whether it's struggling or they were just not in a good place, or you didn't feel like that they were safe. You know, just imagine that type of toil and that load, you know. And it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I had to lean. The only thing that I could lean on that would give me peace was me saying, okay, do you truly believe that God told you that your season was up? And that was that was the only thing that I had that I'm like, because that was rough. I'll never forget the first service I went back to Ace and sat in there when the COVID and stuff was done. I went in there. I promise you, it was 2 times that I recall going to church since I stopped pastoring that literally my eyes welled up. Was I went to service at Evangel, and when I walked in, I was sitting in the very back, like the top, you know, of the stairs, and literally just when service was going on, like I got very emotional. Wifey was standing up, clapping, you know, like, you know, worship, whatever. But I was sitting there, and that was tough. And then when I came back to Ace, and I think in that same service, I think Pastor Dixon had me come up and say something, or whatever. But that was hard, you know. Just you talking about like Ace, it is written, even now, you know, for the church to be closed. Yeah, man. There are a lot of things that weigh on me. That I try not to get stuck on. Just because, for one, of course, that, you know, Dad birthed that ministry. You know what happened in the beginning. And then 2, to trust me with it, you know, was another thing. And so, but even beyond just the building part of it, you know, I think about just the people of that ministry. That we have a digital picture thing that just scrolls through pictures and images, you know, and some of the pictures that we have on there are pictures from Ace. You know? And I mean, we were not a large ministry, but we were like a family, you know, super ministry. Super. You know, those things, you know, I would have been still missing the people, but I would have been good. My thing is,
knowing y'all are good, I'm good. I'm straight.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But just to see how things went, that was the part that was just tough. You know,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
my bad.
man. Yeah, nah, man. It was definitely one of those conversations because me and Heather had talked about it, and we was like, man, this month it could go either way. You know, it can go either way. But man, I'm telling you, Ace was such a lifeline for so many people. So many people. Like I tell this story, man. It is written, save my life, bro.
Yeah.
Like it is written, save my life. I don't even care to know what my life would be if I never met Bishop Bolton.
Yeah.
If I never met Bishop Bolton, I don't even care to know what my life would be.
Yeah.
And the next biggest influential person that I met in that season and that I've remained close to is you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't never missed a beat. Yeah. Never missed a beat, dog. Whatever I needed then, man, you were. You know what I'm saying? If I needed a brother to talk to, I knew I could always call Tellis. And even though we like grown now, you know what I'm saying? We was 18, 19 at the time. There are still parts of me that longs for what it is written in Ace was to me.
Yeah.
Like it'll never, ever be able to be filled again. And just church as I knew it back then, like it's just, I don't know. I still wish. Yeah. I still wish for those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, go ahead.
For those who are watching, this is the first time we have ever openly. So that's why it's so emotional. We've never talked about this openly ever. So that's why we trying to pull it together, y'all.
Watching us on here crying. What did I chime in on tonight? What's going on here?
Yeah. But one thing I did want to say is I appreciate, in spite of you leaving as pastor, you never left us as friends.
Yeah.
Like you showed up to my grand opening. You still checked on me. You still was there. So I never felt like you abandoned me. You know what I'm saying? But you were still there. And that's what I appreciate the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to change the subject. Ooh.
We do.
That's too much.
I blame y'all for this. I was good.
And we was good. We prepped.
Yeah, man.
I don't really got Yeah.
Like when them memories pop up, them Facebook memories pop up, dog, I be stuck sometime. Like, dude. Like even when I go back and I see like old clips of like teaching Bible study sometime and you know what I'm saying, up preaching, like, man, I used to hate it. Like, man, tell us, like, man, you up tomorrow, Doc? Huh? Man, but like
I'm telling you, man, you get back, you have a gift, man. You have a gift.
Man. Yeah, man. So it's like, now at the church, you know what I mean? Like we just finished our like last month, we finished our ground zero. And I think like a couple people was kind of surprised that I knew as much about the word as I do. But I'm like, man, we came from under Bishop, man. And then it was like, you know, once he transitioned, it was like a continuation. It was a continuation. But yeah, man, it's parts of me, dog, that just, I don't know. I just think that part of me will never be filled again. So I've stopped trying to feel it. Like I just keep it for what it was and the importance of it. And man, it's just something that I will forever cherish. I will forever cherish that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things, man, where you know, even when you're talking about, you know, searching out, you know, which I know you found a new place. I'm not sure if Heather, if you found a church home.
You know me, I followed Levanded. You know where I was going. Yeah.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the things that, you know, a lot of people mess up is they, you know, we were searching, trying to find what was. And not embracing the fact that, you know, there's a new thing that God is trying to introduce us to. You know, what have you, you know, and there are things that one way of looking at this, like, okay, if that didn't transpire, you all wouldn't be where you are now. You know, you know, and you know, there are people that, you know, God does, he wants to, you know, impact us. What? Now that I cannot believe, Erica. Now that she is the weeping with. I mean, when I tell you she's the weeping wife, I mean the weeping lady. She will cry over anything. But there are things that, people that God wants to, impact through us that would not have been impacted if we had stayed where we were.
Yeah.
And then oftentimes, of course, that decision is tough. What happens, just like even now, I mean, me being at, the worship center, with Pastor E now, talking about he has it where, man, I teach a discipleship course every Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
There are people now that it's like, even apart from what's still being, at, ACE, I wouldn't be impacting these people's lives now, and it is it's not a matter of which group of people are more or less important, what happened, but it's just being able to understand that, okay, even with Heather, with every person that was there, okay, there is a seed that was planted in every person that was connected at ACE. A seed, the purpose of a seed is to grow.
Yeah.
The seed, you don't receive it. The seed is not for your personal benefit.
Yeah.
Who is it?
The seed is designed.
Hold on, y'all. Somebody's at my door.
The seed is designed to impact others. What happens? The harvest is always greater than the seed. So we can get so consumed with being the person who is receiving and, being impacted versus being somebody who's trying to be impactful. So it's like understanding that where he's wanting to take, there's ministry in all of us.
Yeah.
That he now wants to utilize us. It's tough. Man, look, I'm serious. That is, I would say, out of all the decisions that I've made in my life, that is at the top of the list of one of the, if not the toughest one that I've ever made.
I believe it. I believe it. I absolutely believe it, man. We had something special, man. Like, we were little in numbers, but bro, we was like, oh, it was a wild time, man. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
To this day, I literally have somebody keep saying, I'm waiting on you to start a church.
And I be one of them. I be one of them.
Let's stop. Waiting on you to start it. I said, man, look, that, I mean, again, that is a God thing, because I'm like, pastoring, and I think so many folk get consumed with pastoring because they love to preach. Like, preaching is like the smallest responsibility of pastoring. You are literally carrying and imparting and directing, giving people, with this instruction, and that ain't something to play with.
Sure not.
And so in order for me to get to a position to where I'm pastoring again, I absolutely have to know within my spirit that this is what God is called. Not because I didn't enjoy it, but I just don't do like something spiritual like that just from an enjoying standpoint. Like, that's a calling that I have to be 1,000% convicted of.
Well, God sent me to be your confirmation, brother.
Oh, you funny. You are hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you'd like to share about being a pastor, a dad, or is there anything that you want to share, or like an experience? Because I have more questions. I'm done with. Yep.
Honestly, that would have to be like more, if you asking a question, that's a lot of experiences and stuff that I've had being a dad, being a husband. That's more like, what do you want to know type thing, more so than me just picking something out of.
Shout out to Jackson.
Oh my goodness. He is
shout out to Jackson.
Constant adventure. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
He had dual kick Tegan in the back today. When dual kick. Like, bro, like, my goodness.
Hey, Jackson be on 10, bro. I swear Jackson be on 10.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
Ooh, this was good. But that's all the questions I had, outside of where viewers, they can connect with you to join the team, or interested in your products or services, or anything that you just want to share. Let me thank you for answering those questions, because
Indeed.
I knew we was gonna get a little emotional. I wasn't expecting that. So thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
I mean, literally, people can reach out to me just to talk. You don't have to desire to move forward with anything. You can just say, look, I just need an understanding about X, Y, and Z. We can have a conversation with no commitment to do anything. So what comes about from the conversation comes about from it.
So Facebook, Instagram, Tellis Bolton, everybody. TELLIS Bolton. Kind of like Nick.
Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
Indeed.
I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Huh?
Yeah.
I appreciate you all for having me on. I was shocked when Darks reached out to me. I'm like, well, me, I want me on your podcast.
Yeah, we had talked about it a long time ago. It was a matter of putting together something that didn't go, it took a while to put it together, to format it. Like I never I'm like, man, and proofread this to ensure that we are, yes, it was a whole, yes. Yeah, we were honored that you, I'm like, yes, is he coming? Yes. So
when he hit me up about it, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because he kind of called me like it was something serious. I'm like, okay, what's up? I'm like, we get on top.
Need you on the podcast, brother. Need you on the podcast.
Yes. So, and I thank you for stuff that I remember from Ace. I still don't know Bible, where we at in the Bible. Even now.
Hey, Heather B, is it in the front or the back?
Left or right?
Left or right?
Left or right? Because I always was a fan and go left or right. I still don't get it. I still don't care. So
let me say this though too, because of course, and I know we're about to wrap up, but let me say this. Of course, L, man, I appreciate you 1,000%, man. Like literally from like every aspect of ministry, whether it's music, working with the youth, just being a minister. I mean, we got so many things that we can reflect upon just from a ministry standpoint. Heck, us fighting bats together, man. I mean,
listen. They used to call me Crazy Joe. Now they call me Batman.
I mean, a lot of things that I appreciate you, man. From ministry even now, man. It's like, the only thing that's not this blood is the only thing that's separation, man. That's literally from a closest relational standpoint. I greatly appreciate you, Heather. I'll tell you this. What?
Let me get ready. I don't want to start crying.
No, it's not one of those type of things. And I'm just saying, just from one thing, when I think back to, and I don't know where you are now as far as from a spiritual, like drive and desire, but I would say to, remember, that love and that drive that you had for God in the beginning, because I never forget, like even when you was having car issues, like you were like called to make sure you was picked up for Bible class. You had this longing, to know God. I remember you accepted Christ on the front row, whatever, having a conversation, so being able, to remember that love and that drive, and don't allow the distractions of life, even not having Ace to, Ace was never your God in the first place. Talking about, remembering just the relationship that we were talking about, you building, with God yourself, whatever. And that was something that I remember coming to pick you up, being at the church and reaching out and said, where you at? Car issues. I'm on my way, whatever. And coming to grab you just to bring you, back to the church for Bible class, just because of the importance I knew, for you being at that babe stage, where Christ was concerned, how important those things was. And don't allow the distractions of life, to replace, that commitment and connection. It's not about perfection, but it's about the press, that we all are making, of knowing God better and strengthening that relationship. And that was something that I'm serious. I don't know what it looks like now, but you had to drive.
Yeah.
You had to drive.
I still have it. It's just, I still have it. Do you remember Bible studies specifically? I would always ask the questions that everybody was scared to ask, like, are we having sex in heaven? Like, I would just, and you would be like, Sister Eva? So now I think about it, that kind of molded where we are now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always inquisitive, always. Even when I was over at Repairs of the Breach, like the well. I've always been asking questions. This is not, you know what I'm saying? People, I say, y'all started y'all little podcast, but it was really started a long time ago from me just asking, not being afraid to be embarrassed or be humiliated or ask the crazy questions. So thank you for allowing me to ask those questions and never. Oh, remember you gave me homework and I was mad. I was mad at that homework.
I still do it. And I do not discipleship classes.
Y'all got homework. What?
Yeah. I was hot.
Like, don't rely on me. Just bring the work. No, you go study for yourself. Study to show thyself approved, huh?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I do want to shout out my amazing wife. I don't think she's on. She's probably dealing with them kids. My wife.
Shout out Lady Reese. Hey.
Yeah.
Lady Reese for the one time.
You got Tatum, Teagan, and Jackson.
Oh, Jizak. Indeed. All right, we good?
Yeah.
Final thoughts, PT.
No, I gave my final thoughts.
No, I don't have nothing. I can't even know.
Well,
hope they enjoyed the discussion. Tonight.
Indeed. Oh, for sure, 100%. Y'all don't hang up when we get off here. Everybody, y'all know how we end every podcast. Until next time, y'all know where to find us, y'all. Same house, same couch, same crew, the living room. Hang out for the outro. We out, people. Ooh-wee.
Ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Hey, 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 wow. Gazo. Clic. Wow. Ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Hey, 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 wow. Gazo.